Welcome to the Taco and Pulse, your place for sci-fi news, rumour and debate, and I've just watched the finale of Alien Earth. Is it any good? Was it a success? How much did it cost to make? Let's get into it.
Our tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.
So we know that during the streaming wars, streamers got a little bit crazy with costs of new shows. And this is no exception. Now, we're not talking Andor money, but we're talking pretty bloody close. This season of 8 episodes, remember it's only 8, cost $250 million. That's $32-ish million an episode. Now that is, under anyone's definition, bloody expensive. 3 times what Star Trek costs, 6 times what Foundation cost. But was it worth the money? Oh, God, no. I'm sorry, this series is good. Don't get me wrong. It's really good. But how Disney keeps spending this amount of money is just beyond me. How Andor cost as much money as it did, I don't know. I can only assume that, any lights to the TV show was actually $100 bills burning in a lamp. They're just spending money like crazy. And as I say, this show is really good. I'll tell you the things I really like about it before I tell you some of the things that I was a little bit disappointed by. For one, the xenomorph. And to be honest, everything in this season, they really took it back to Aliens and Alien. Now, even though the xenomorphs in this are CGI'd for big chunks, a lot of it as well is actual physical special effects. There's a bloke in a suit. Now, we haven't really seen that since Alien and Aliens, maybe Alien 3. A lot of the rest of the time, the xenomorph is CGI and some animatronics, but a lot of CGI. The alien was specifically and on purpose made to move like a person in a suit, even when it was CGI. And I did really like that. It made me a little bit nostalgic, if I'm honest. The other thing I really loved, I think that Noah Wiley, the creator, did a very good job of, was all the technology. He brought all of the technology back to Aliens, and I thought he did a lovely job. Just the way sort of like the pulse rifles sounded exactly like they did in Aliens, I thought was very well done. Characters. Timothy Olyphant in this series is brilliant. To be honest, he's brilliant in anything. If you've never seen Justified, why not? Go and watch it immediately, you bad people. It's a brilliant series, and Timothy Olyphant is great in it, like he is in everything. Even Hitman, he was great in, even though he looked weird bald, but he was still good. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Timothy Olyphant, and his character of Kirsch, great in this, really, really good. Atom Finns, played by the great Adrian Edmondson. There is a brilliant twist in the final episode, but we're not doing spoilers here. We're just talking about the general love or dislike of the show. But he is fantastic in this. I've loved Adrian Edmondson since I was a kid, watching him in The Young Ones and then Bottom. And he has actually matured into a very good actor. So yeah, love him in this. Wendy, I thought the main character in this was beautifully played. I actually think she is going to have a hell of a career going forwards. And basically what they did with the synthetics in this season, again, was stunning. The things I didn't like so much, right? There are 5 major corporations in this universe on Earth. There's obviously Weyland-Yutani, which we saw a bit of. Prodigy, which is the guy that's about to get eaten. You just know he's getting eaten. That little turd of a human being. That's why it's called Prodigy, because he's a billionaire prodigal son, but he's quite annoying. But we've also got Threshold, which control most of the EU. We've got Lynch, which basically controls Russia. And we've got the Dynamic Core, which actually controls most of North America and the moon. I don't think we've seen enough of that in this season. I was told very early on that there would be focus on Earth and the politics on Earth, and that seems to have been pushed aside for the horror. And I'm going to come to that in a minute because I'm in 2 minds about it. I'm hoping that's going to come more in the second season, which we will be getting It's going to go in production later this year. Apparently, it's already on the go. And we need to see more of that. We need to see the corporations come in. We need to see where they're going with this characters and with the storyline. It's set up now after I'm assuming you've seen the first 7 episodes, everything that happened on the island, to now go a little bit wider with the story. Everything is now set up. So yeah, I'm hoping we get what I was promised 2 years ago now, with a lot more of the actual politics on Earth in this unusual kind of future, let's put it that way. Has the show done well? Well, it's got a 95% score on Rotten Tomatoes, even though I know that's not the best metric for this. It's not on the Nielsen top 10 rating at the moment, which again is not the best way of judging whether a show's done well or not, because it's just purely based on minutes. You know, like shows like Bluey are in the top 10 all the time, because I suspect parents just drop kids in front of it and go, we're going out for a drink, just watch Bluey and don't move. But also, kids tend to watch things over and over and over again. I remember The Karate Kid, when that came out when I was a kid, I must have watched it about 50 bloody times in one summer holidays. My little brother used to just turn it on and play it, and then it would like go, that was great, let's watch it again. And I know that younger kids do that sort of thing, but it not being in the top 10 the day it dropped, it's a bit of a disappointment. It is in the top 10, to be fair, for original productions. So it just about snuck into the top 10, like number 8. When you spend $250 million on 8 episodes or something, I think you'd want it to do a little bit better than that. But talking to a couple of people that I do get to speak to, apparently Disney are more than happy with how well this show's done. Like I said, it has got good minutes. It's also gone kind of viral with people talking about it online and discussing what happened next and things. And also, I think they're very happy that there's very little sort of the Alien fans coming out and really being unhappy about this show. We think about things like Lord of the Rings, when a lot of the fans come out and go, that's not canon, that's rubbish, this is thing, what a bird, so woke. There's not been a great deal of that regarding Aliens. It's been relatively well received by fans of this franchise. Now, the horror, the action, how did I feel about it? The bugs in this season were freaking horrible. The eye dude, no thank you. The plants, no thank you. Reminded me of Willow, the things with the and they eat people and just the liquid all drops out the bottom. That was Willow, wasn't it? Might have been Conan or something. It was one of those anyway. But it reminded me of something like that. There's the hybrid fly things. No, thank you. Yeah, the things that latch onto your neck and they suck all your blood out. So yeah, I'm not actually a big fan of horror. I'm just not. I like action movies. I don't mind a sprinkling of horror, like Predator. The first Alien movie is not my favourite because it's too scary and I get scared and I go behind the settee and go, I like Aliens because that's an action movie with a little bit of horror. This had action, but some of the episodes in this season were horror and I got scared. I didn't enjoy it as much because there was lots and lots of build-up, and to be honest, I get a little bit bored with horrors. I've always said, look, if a horror does well, it scares me. I don't like being scared. And if it doesn't do well, it's a bit boring. But there's so much build-up in this type of horror show or movie or whatever that I just get a little bit, you know it's coming, but it just takes forever to get there, if you know what I mean. Now, they can't do it quicker because that doesn't work with the genre sort of thing. You don't get the shock. But I'm not an idiot and I know it's coming. So yeah, at times in this season, I've got a little bit bored. How would I rate the season? Just if I forget about the money, it's very good. There's pretty much everything about this season I've really enjoyed. I've really enjoyed the story, even though I wish it'd been a bit wider. Kind of knew what was coming from like the 3rd episode. I thought the 1st episode was done brilliantly. I really enjoyed that they just had snapshots of what happened on the ship and then it landed and then they had that everything going on there. And then we had the episode where we actually did get to see what happened on the ship. But I like that they held off on that until a few episodes in. For the money, Disney are insane. Whoever their accountant is, whoever thinks that spending this much money on a season is ridiculous. If this show had cost half what it cost, I would be praising Disney for doing something really brilliant. But for the money they spent, you do have to wonder. I mean, they need to get a little bit more imaginative and try to get a little bit more of the dollar on the screen. So even though I don't really care how much they spent in lots of ways, because it's not my money, I do think it's a little silly. But guys, get into the comments, tell me what you think. Have you watched this season yet? Did you enjoy it? What would you rate it out of 10? I'm giving this a good solid 7. I've really genuinely enjoyed it. And not enough to quite give it an 8. I'll go 7.5. But guys, get into the comments, tell me what you think. Out of 10, how good is this? Or have you not watched it because you ain't watching Disney? Tell me that as well, because I think that's really interesting. So get into the comments, tell me exactly what you think. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can become a member of the channel. I get to see a lot of these videos before everybody else, you lucky bunnies. Go check that out as well. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.
Our tachyon pulse has been unable to completely penetrate the anomaly.